Good afternoon, Robin.
Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Doing wonderful, and that's it. Well, I appreciate you agreeing to do the spotlight. Um, and so what I'll do is I'll start off by reading your bio and then ask you some questions as well.
Sure. Great.
Okay. So Robin Fleischer is owner of Fleischer Law Solutions, which provides legal solutions for clients going through divorce and other family law issues such as custody, guardianship, child support, and modifications of existing orders. Robin has been practicing law for over a decade, and she represents clients in Essex, Middlesex, Suffolk, and Norfolk County here in Massachusetts. Her philosophy is that each client situation is unique, and she works with each client to determine the best strategy to obtain their goals. That may be working collaboratively in an attempt to obtain a settlement out of court or fiercely litigating a trial. Robin is the vice president of the North Shore Women Lawyers Association. She is also a trained mediator and a guardian litem and a member of the Massachusetts Association of Guardian and Litem. Robin also provides criminal defense as a court-appointed public defender in the Peabody District Court. Before becoming a lawyer, Robin was a paralegal in her father's general law firm where she was exposed to all areas of the law. This training gave her a passion to help people navigate the difficult and often frustrating legal system. In her spare time, she likes to cook, travel, listen to her son and husband play music in their jazz band, and walk and train her rough collie, Zoot. So how old is Zoot?
Zoot's 2. He is 2.
Oh, all right. And very active.
Very, very, very active. Very.
Awesome. And your son and husband's band, how do they play? What would you rate them?
Oh, well, okay. This is this is the plug. Saturday night swing session. It's a jazz band and they play every second Saturday at Backbeat Brewery in Beverly. Check it out. Great band, great music.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So I see, boy, you had quite the range of skills from, being a peacemaker to being a fighter.
Yeah.
So at what point do you, I assume you start off with the peacemaking part and then you probably realize, all right, this is taking a different turn immediately. At what point do you see that happening?
Well, it's interesting. As I said, every divorce, every family law case is different.
Yeah.
And of course, it's always better to try to settle out of court and get an agreement because do you want a judge who has only known you for 15 minutes here and there in court to, craft out your life. But every situation is different. Sometimes two people in a divorce, they just agree that, it's over and we're gonna, divide things up and you don't have to fight. Sometimes there are the situations where you have to go in aggressive and you have to start from the beginning. And that's where, when I say solutions, when somebody comes into my office, I always ask them what they want. And then from there, I get the story and then I'll come up with a strategy. I think we have to go in and hit hard, or I think we can just try to, work it out. So like I said, there's really no point. Although when somebody comes to you in a divorce type situation, you're always in the background of working to trial in case it goes wrong. But, it is always better to try to work things out because then you get what you want more than an order from a stranger, the government.
Right. You brought up a great point when you said, so it starts by, you say, what do you want? So, right, starts with their vision. When this is all over, what do you want this thing to look like?
Right. I mean, that's where it starts. And like for instance, your real estate. Let's start with, what do you want? I want the house. Okay, yeah. You want the house. And from there, the question is, why do you want the house? Well, because I don't want him or her to get it, or I love the house, or, the kids are here, and then you ascertain the reason. And then from there, it's, can you afford the house?
That's right.
And that's where you go, and that's where you go, go from there. It's all in the interview. And that's where I'm saying is, I mean, my caveat is everybody's divorce is different, laws change. And maybe you want the house, and maybe your friend or family member got the house because their situation was different, but maybe you can't get the house,
Right.
you know, and it's all different.
So and I know everyone's different. So like, is there like a general heads up advice you'd give to someone who's just starting down the path of contemplating divorce?
Sure, so my advice is to contact a lawyer,
Okay.
to not rely on Google. Google is not a law school. Also, don't get your legal advice from well-meaning friends and family because they don't know the law, and the law's changed. Most of us in the family bar will happily, give you, consultations. I offer, a 20-30 minute complimentary phone consultation. You're better off talking to a lawyer as opposed to making your decisions, like I said, off of the internet or at somebody else, because you don't know the law, and without revealing any kind of privilege or anything, I just had to go in on an emergency hearing for somebody who did something on advice with somebody well-meaning that wasn't legal.
Okay.
Advice, and I had to go back in and fix it. And we did fix it, but the advice was relied on by somebody that wasn't a lawyer. So, that's what I'm saying. Start out, talk to a lawyer. If real estate is involved, talk to a mortgage broker, talk to your real estate broker, see what you need to do, and then go from there.
So when you say you that case you fixed it, like was it already finalized and you had to go back in and undo it?
No. I went in and I just had to, when I say when I fixed it, it really wasn't a divorce situation, it was a custody situation, and I had
Oh,
to,
okay, all right.
and it worked out fine for my client. It's just that it cost her a court, a day in court.
Right.
But it worked out fine for my client. That's what I'm just saying is you need to talk to a lawyer. And for instance, the laws change, like the Alimony Reform Act of 2011. And then of course the child support guidelines change every 3 years. And then we just had a case that came down that has changed the way we calculate alimony. So somebody coming in on an alimony claim today, it's calculated very differently than from a year ago. And that's why I'm saying, talk to a lawyer, have some questions before. Don't just assume, oh, I read on Google that this is all I have to do. Oh, I read on Google. And another caveat is Massachusetts is what we call equitable division. It's not community property. It's not 50-50. So you may or may not get 50-50. You may get more, you may get less.
Right.
So people come into me and say, I'm getting half. I'm going, no, you may not get half.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Talk to a lawyer first, and then have all your information.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point where the laws keep changing. So like, let's say someone did go on the internet and trying to calculate how much they were going to have to pay or receive in alimony. If they were going to go on the internet, I mean, take a look at the date that was posted,
Right, exactly.
as well. I do that a lot in my business. If I happen to look up a guideline Google and I'll see something, it was last time it was updated was 2017. I'm like, I'm not even going to bother with this one.
Right. Exactly. So that's my advice, speak to a lawyer. Even, like if somebody comes to me and sometimes they may not need a lawyer, maybe what they want to do, they don't need a lawyer, but there's all, you need, or maybe something that they want to do by themselves, they do need a lawyer. Talk to a lawyer, and you can get multiple, like it's like a doctor, you can get multiple opinions.
Right. So what do you think they should look for as they're speaking with a lawyer?
Well, first of all, I would say in family law, you should look for a person that specializes in family law.
Right.
For instance, Because family law, as you know, is very complex. And you have to know a little bit about everything. You know, there's real estate, there's all different things. So look for somebody that has experience with family law. If you have a specific issue, I don't know, like, I don't know, high net worth, over $3 million or something. Look for somebody that handles that type of thing. Ask questions, ask your attorney, what do you specialize in? You may want to find somebody who specializes in the courts, in your court. Like, for instance, I'm in Essex County, a lot, and I know those judges. Somebody comes to me and wants me to do a divorce in Plymouth County, I don't know the judges as well.
Right.
That I couldn't do that. And it's personality too. There's all different firms. You have to get along with your attorney, because with a divorce attorney, like, you're constantly talking to your attorney. It's not like a personal injury case. You meet with the guy and you see him, the beginning and then at the settlement, or even a real estate closing, so make sure you get along with your attorney. If you want to settle and your attorney is very aggressive, no, we're going to court, that's not going to work for you. Conversely, if you want to go to court and you want to fight and you have an attorney that doesn't like to litigate, that's not the right person for you.
Right. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's got to be aligned. Person has to be aligned with your vision is, your goal.
Exactly. And there's a lot of us out there, and we're all good and we all know the law, but again, you're going to be working with this person a lot, so you want to make sure that you're aligned, and and also that that this person fits your budget. So and again, interview many attorneys. We're not upset. You need make the right. Sometimes you walk in and you say, I want you. Sometimes you want to have second opinions. Make sure you're comfortable with your attorney.
All right. And how would someone get a hold of you if they needed to reach out to you for initial consultation?
They can go to my website. They can call me on the phone, 978-871-2928. I answer my phone myself. That was when I went into private practice, I wanted to make sure that I was accessible to my clients. So I generally answer my phone. They can get me by email. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm out in the Cumming Center. Well, no caveat. You can find the Cumming Center. Once you get to the Cumming Center, I'm in the 900 building, and but it's easy. And it's out in Beverly. It's ample parking.
What's your website address?
www.robin.fleischer.com.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And of course you Google me and I come up all over the place. So I'm not hard to find.
I love that you pick up the phone. I hear stories where folks can't even get a hold of their attorney. The attorney never calls them back, and they're in the most emotionally charged state of their life, and they're on edge. And this is during the week even, and they're not getting called back. I mean, that's
right. And so you're right. It's a very emotionally charged. And so I like to hear from my clients, because I can't represent my clients if I don't hear from them. So
right.
I do try to return my calls promptly and my emails promptly, and of course, another, like you say, emotionally charged, it is emotionally charged. So another thing to be prepared for is to try to, when you're talking to your attorney, but we want to get to the facts and the law. So make sure you have some kind of an emotional support. It doesn't have to be a therapist per se. It could just be a friend or, a family member or a coach, only because it's so emotionally charged. And we, as the attorneys, we're sensitive more than some other attorneys, because in real estate law or something, it's not, emotion, but we have to concentrate on the law. So when you come in with your questions, try to focus on the legalities and get the emotional support from professionals or friends, and then you'll make better decisions. Don't make decisions based on emotion. You know, let your attorney help you make decisions based on the law and your finances and what's best for you, not
All right.
out of anger.
Well, this has been great. I mean, you've given a lot of great content. Do you have like a particular final thought you'd like to leave us with today?
Final thought. No, I mean,
You've already said it.
I mean, my final thought is that my passion is helping people, and even though I'm a divorce attorney, I believe in marriage, and I don't believe it's all bad, but I do believe that people shouldn't be unhappy and miserable. And so if for whatever reason, you know, you're contemplating on making a split or whatever, you know, there's no stigma anymore. People
Right.
will survive, you know, and like I said, I'm happy to talk. You know, I'll do a 20-minute, 30-minute complimentary phone consultation. Happy to help.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Well, Robin, this has been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Definitely, absolutely. And well, listen, you have a wonderful day, and we will catch up soon.
Yes, we will. Okay, thanks a lot, John.
All right, we'll see you.